Good morning, folks. Praying everyone is doing well. I'm going to show you a video here. And after that, I'm going to explain uh, the way that I've perceived things over the last, wow, 10 years, 15 years. No, I'm sorry, about the last 10 years. This is Rachel Maddow, MSNBC. All right. I got this off boys clip. I forget his name. I follow him. But uh, yeah, let's get into this.
Well, now, as the top campaign donor to U.S. President Donald Trump, Elon Musk has apparently somehow convinced the United States government, specifically the United States Department of State, that the taxpayers of the United States of America should spend $400 million buying, quote, armored Tesla production units.
MSNBC's Rachel Maddow covered that alarm.
And that over there was Anna Kasparian from TYT. On June 15th, 2015, President Donald, back then, citizen, Donald Trump took that ride down the escalator, the golden escalator. Since then, that clip that you just saw has been going on in the way that is misleading. That is what Trump coined fake news. That's what had deceived millions and millions and millions of people, good people, that all they did was sit down, watch MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS. That's where they got their news from. So you hear that from somebody like Maddow here, and they just assume it must be true. And it's not. That contract, okay, was actually under the Biden administration. She's making it sound like Musk is getting paid because of who's in office right now, which is Trump. Oh, that Trump letting you know about it? No, that was under Biden. And she knows this. She knows this. There is no doubt about that. Because it's not like me where it's just me and my phone. I don't have no staff. She knows that that's a lie. That's why when Trump sued and finally won, which was a few months back, now since then, mainstream media been getting sued and losing. Why? Not because of freedom of speech, but because they're lying. And that's what happened to a lot of people. They got lied to and they believed it. They believed Trump was a racist. I was like, how do you believe that? Snoop Dogg and them, they got him on songs. I want to be like Trump, and all of a sudden he's racist. That one right there, I couldn't understand how so many people just agreed with that. Amazing. Amazing. And that right there is what divided this country the way it has been. That's a major part of it right there. And that is why now the ratings are as bad as they are. Like I said, That is a flat out lie. That wasn't under Trump. That was under Biden that he signed that contract. And now, let me say this. I don't know if they already got paid and the money's gone, but like the Trump administration has been doing, they did it to New York, remember? Uh, $80 million that somebody from FEMA went and paid, and they paid it after the Trump administration said halt all payments. They did it anyway. New York went to bed. The comptroller said, it was pretty funny. He said that they closed the business day. The next day they go in and $80 million is missing. So the same way they did that, I'm sure they could say, hey, Musk, you know that was a bad deal. Excuse me. Give the Americans their money back. That's fair enough. That is more than fair. But yeah, according another lie. That's why, folks. That's why. If you hear something, right, and you really pay attention to it, if it's something that is like, wow, that's you, find out if it's true first. How do you do that? Search for the source itself. If they say so and so said so and so, well, where did he say it? Do they have a video? Did he say it while a testimony, say like in front of Congress? You could find that stuff. Now, the paperwork, then yeah, you just search for it. And you find out if it's true or not on your own. On your own. You don't have to depend on news from the TV or your phone or all that. You go and you search it. And once you find it and you know, oh, that's for sure, when you speak, it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Not because you heard it from somebody else. And this is the kicker. And this is the way mainstream media worked. She would say it, right? Then you turn on the news for another channel, right? A half an hour later. They're saying the exact same word, almost 100% word for word. Those would be called talking points. Then it circulates, right? And then they turn around and say, you see, it must be true because all these people are saying it. Let me tell you how dirty it is. The Trump administration, Trump was getting a lawyer that was in the Biden administration. He was a prosecutor. He prosecuted Trump a few times. Let me tell you what old boy did. And now the Trump administration is on his butt. Because now they got the cards and they're about to start playing their hand. And that dude, yeah, he tells a subordinate, somebody that works underneath him, hey, look at this paperwork. Tell me what you think. That paperwork, right, had to deal with Trump, right, and his people. This was the beginning of it. Sends it, right? But the thing is, for that paperwork to be good, it has to be approved by his supervisor. It cannot be a subordinate. They have to supervise his work. Right? So what he did was he went around that little procedure. and basically say, you see, all this stuff that I have on him is good. I'll stamp it. But it wasn't good. And then they say they went and they tried and went to court on a lie that dude made. Now, there was a lot of people that knew it was bogus and went along with it. And that's why Trump got so many people now that they're fired, and those people are seeking attorneys because it's like, yo, you messed up. You broke the law. You should have known better. You should have known better. You know? So, that fake news did a lot of damage. And when I speak again about the machine biting bill, like I said, imagine. He had the White House, right? The only thing Biden didn't have and never did, because if he would have, oh man, it would have been game on. If Biden had control, which you really ain't supposed to have control, but everybody knows, of the Supreme Court, oh, this would look a whole lot different, my friends. And I know I'm going to go off topic, but this would have been a whole lot different. If they would have had more liberal, progressive judges on the Supreme Court, we don't know what we would have had at this moment in time. If Ruth Gator Ginsburg or something like that, she would have been here, yo. Yeah, that would have looked, well, and they had control, that would have looked a whole lot. Old girl was on a panel, one of those panels, and she basically said that she didn't agree and believe in the Constitution of the United States of America. She believed it should have been changed, that there was things in there that should have been changed. This is the thing. And that's the problem right there with liberal and progressive judges. You have to be careful when they make it into the Supreme Court, because they could change things. And the funny thing is this, and what she said, right, might have, to many, oh, that's just a quote. No, that's just a feeling that she has, right, that she doesn't agree with. Okay, fine. But when you have that position and your rulings, they could change those laws, shall I say, all right, for, I don't know, because it escapes me right now. But anyway, you could change the Constitution if you think, if you feel like, hey, this thing should be changed. The funny thing is that judges were not intended to have that power. That's what Congress is for. Congress is there for that. They cannot. There's legislate. Exactly. Legislating from the bench. Can't do that. Congress does that. Right? So if you want to make an amendment, you have to go through Congress, and I think it takes what? The 3/4 or something like that. I know that the hurdle is high. But Supreme Court judges think, oh no, I could do that from the bench. That's not your position. You're supposed to, what they're supposed to do is really, I guess, the um the nuances of it. There's two parties, right? They're having an issue over a law. Those judges are there, and it's made its way through the lower courts, the appellates. They still they still keep going back and forth. The Supreme Court is like, I'll settle this. They're supposed to read the law, right? Interpret the law, but not change it. That's what they're supposed to do. So as progressives and liberals, they're like, yeah, this ain't gonna work for us. You know that whole thing of freedom of speech? Well, now they were trying to put people in those spaces that are saying, oh, that's harmful what that cause it hurt somebody's feelings. Right? Well, says who? Says you? No. So they try to do things like that, and people are like, no, that's all the Second Amendment, to carry arms to protect yourself. Well, they shouldn't have that because that's like a military. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not in agreement with people that they should have a tank. But the Second Amendment, the biggest part of it is to be able to protect yourself from your own government. Yeah, that when it jumps off, right, the citizens have something to fight with. Take a look at Britain right now. Take a look at Britain. They don't have guns. They got knives. Yeah. But anyway, I got on that judgeship thing. But we have to be careful because these folks, and then you have people that they'll argue, right? And they're basing the argument on a lie. Then they come across somebody that actually knows the truth. And these people will just... So you're telling me all those things, they were lies? A lot of them were. 99.5 probably. And I know you're saying, oh yeah, right, you know, you're just a... I wish it was a lie. But believe it or not, I wish it was a lie. What was a lie was what they were doing. That was lying. You know? And it's a newscast, right? A news channel that runs all day long, right? Every day of the year. Okay? Year after year, wow. The orange man bad, Trump, right? Just dogging him out. Accusation after accusation after. So, after a year, right? You're talking to somebody who's a Democrat, right? And they say you guys get on the issue of one of the cases. Let's say the January 6th case. And you start to break it down, right? Now, they believe what they believe, and you're going step by step, right? And they shake their head like, yeah, okay. Yeah, but how about this? Right? Let's say the paper case from the Florida. You break that down. And that's, oh, well, so then you're telling me that that was all lies? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. You see, because kind of like the Bible. You read the Bible, right? And you hear God spoke to Moses, right? If you read the Bible, you will assume that Moses and God were talking on a constant basis. No, no. That happened throughout his whole lifetime. And Moses lived a long time. You see, but when we read it, it sounds like, wow, he was just, no, that was a whole lifetime. On the news, right? People forget the accusations and all those court cases, right? You've heard about that throughout all the years. All those cases were brought forth within a few months, right before the campaign really took off, right? And excuse me, when we went to the polls just now. So, anyway, guys, I'm hanging out with Mom. I know she was taking a nap. You guys take care of yourself. God bless and be safe.